came before the king one day, weary and having traveled over many miles of desert. They came before him. One was a young man who stood straight and tall. And the other was bent with the burden of many years. Now hear ye the parable of these men, and hear it well. As they came into the courtyard, each bore in his hand a vessel. Approaching the king, both men knelt in his presence to give unto him his vessel. The young man said thus unto his king, O king, I give unto thee everything that is in my vessel. Contained in this vessel are my hopes, my dreams, my strength, the force of my years, my plans, and my desires. I give them unto thee. If thou wilt take this, what I give unto thee, O king, I shall give it to thee, and it shall be thine. The king said, I will take it. The young man stood back as the older man came before the king. This man bowed low, and he said, O king, I give thee what is left in my vessel. I will give thee the strength of my years and the force of my youth. But alas, it has been wasted, and it is not in my vessel to give unto thee. I would give thee unto thee my plans and my dreams, but they are not in my vessel. I can only give thee what is left of a life. If thou wilt take that which is left, I will give it unto thee. I will give unto thee all of the years, all of the tears, and all of the heartaches, and all of the sorrows, and all of the experiences that life has brought unto me. I will put them in my vessel and give them unto thee. The king said, I will receive them at thy hand. The two men went away out of the presence of the king. The young man went his way, knowing that he had given to the king a full vessel. The older man, knowing that he had given to the king only what was left of a life. On another day, there came a decree from the same king to these men. They appeared in the presence of the king, and sitting before the king were their two vessels. The king began to speak unto the younger man, and he said, I will now take thy vessel, and I will pour it out. As he placed his hand upon the vessel to pour it out, the young man rose up to the king, and he said, O king, hear thou me. I gave thee my life, that thou mightest use it, and that thou mightest have it. But I would ask of thee, pour it not out in this way, in this place. If thou shalt pour it out, thus it shall be wasted. O king, if thou wouldest only take it, and let it be used in a manner I shall suggest, it shall surely become a great blessing unto thy kingdom. The king said, I hear thy words. The old man stood, and the king said, I will pour out thy vessel. The older man began to cry, and he said, with tears streaming down his face, Whethersoever thou canst pour it out, O king, let it be poured out. The king took him by the hand, and he led him to a wasted wilderness, a desert place. There he said unto him, I will pour out what is left in thy vessel upon this dry ground. Within the heart of the man there formed a question. There is little left in my vessel, and what is it in this great wilderness? It is here that I have lived for lo these many years, and it was in this wilderness that I wasted my strength. It was in this wilderness that I lost my youth. It was in this wilderness that I shed my tears. Now the king doeth saith unto me, I will pour out what is left of thy life upon this dry ground. If this is what he doeth desire to do, I shall let him do it. But lo, in my heart I cannot see that it will accomplish a thing. The king said, I will pour out thy vessel. Then he took it and poured it out upon the dry ground. The king went his way, the older man went his way, and the years began to pass. On another day, the king called again the two men before him. He said, I will take thee now and show thee what I have done. To the young man he said, Come, and I will show all of thy dreams and the force of thy youth. I will show thee thy ambitions and thy pleasures. Everything thou didst give me, I will show it unto thee. There before them on the golden table, they saw sitting their vessels, just as they were given unto the king, beautiful to look upon, the object of sacrifice. But the heart of the young man was sad, for he said, It hath accomplished me nothing. The king said, Come with me, and I will take thee to another place. He took the two men to the place which they had been dry. And lo, a beautiful miracle had taken place. The dry ground had become an oasis. Oh, on every hand that which had been desert, and that which had been of no account had sprung forth, and the earth had become green for miles around. The earth had become a splendor and a beauty and a glory. There were young people dancing upon the grass, and there were flocks and herds eating the grass. There was sun upon the land. There was joy upon every hand. The king said unto the man, Because thou didst give unto me that which was left, and I poured it out upon the dry ground, it hath produced abundantly of life. He said unto the young man, It is not enough that thou give unto me that which is thine. It is only enough if thou give it to me and say, Thou shalt do whatsoever thou wilt with that which I now give unto thee. Therefore, hear ye the parable, and hear ye well. The man went away sad, with his head hanging down, having given the king a full vessel. He went away sad. Another man, having given the king only half a vessel, stood and rejoiced. The latter end of this man was greater than the beginning, because the Lord had done a miracle of pouring out upon him. The word of the Lord doth declare, Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. Hear ye, young men, who be full of the strength of youth this day. Thou hast said over and over again, I give thee my life. Every time thou hast said it, I have reached out with my hand, and I have taken it. The young men and the young maidens in this place have given unto me their vessels. But time after time there hath been within my heart a desire to pour it out. And they have said, Yea, Lord, but if thou wilt wait a minute, I will tell thee a better use for the thing which I have given thee. They stand today in the house of the Lord, and though there is great joy in their heart, yet they know that their life have not been poured out. There have been others who have wasted years in sin. There be others who have given unto me only half a vessel, and there is condemnation upon them that does not come from my hand. They hang their heads down, and they say, if I could be but like the young men and the young maidens, and give to the Lord all my life, then surely I could be among them rejoicing. Woe is me that I have only half a vessel to give unto my king. Now hear ye the word of the Lord. If thou wilt give it unto me and say, pour it out wherever thou wilt pour it out, the earth beneath thy feet shall become green. The earth around thee shall become green, and that which was desert shall blossom as a rose, saith the Lord. Hear ye the parable of the 2 men, and hear it well. Therefore thou shalt again pour out thy life at my feet, saith the Lord. What's in your hand?